What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition. Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Banner's Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Right, everybody. Hope you had a great start to your week. Eventful for sure. Tyrann Mathieu to the Saints. Would assume that that will be announced here shortly, as we talked about yesterday. So I'd kind of been given the heads up over the weekend that they had a deal in place. So that's awesome. They certainly needed safety help, and after not drafting a safety, but they got it. So that's very cool. For a lot of reasons, obviously. I mean, Tyrann's a legend around here, and so you unite both the Saints and LSU fan bases, and you also end up with a phenomenal safety and upgrade at the position from Malcolm Jenkins a year ago, and Malcolm was good. Statistically, Malcolm's year and Tyrann's year were mirrored each other statistically. But you get a player that's 4 years younger, and it's coming home, and that's exciting. Captain, championship culture, all that sort of stuff. So, Marcus May, if he's healthy, I think certainly. We talked about Marcus May when he signed, but it's interesting that he and Marcus Williams were in the same draft class, just a few spots apart from each other. Marcus May, of course, is coming off the Achilles, so you wonder how long it'll take him to get to full speed. But it's a nice signing. Then I think Tyrann's an upgrade over Malcolm Jenkins at this point in their careers. So, yeah, I like it a lot. Let me know what y'all got. Fire away. You know the drill. Questions, etc. LSU baseball tonight against Nichols. So, baseball Tigers are back at the box for a game this evening. Women's basketball gets a transfer from Ohio State, a team that just beat LSU in the postseason here at the Maravich Center a few months ago. And now one of their players transferring into Kim Mulkey's squad. So lots of good stuff going on. Lots of good stuff. All right, y'all fire away. Let me know what you got. Questions, concerns, etc. Trivia Carter, good morning. Taz, Saints DBU. DB NFL, Joey Vincent, good morning. Jesse Brown, does Lante Taylor replace PJ Williams? So remember, they signed PJ to a one-year deal again this season. So, I'll be curious to see what role Lante Taylor plays. If you missed it yesterday, we talked to Chris Trapasso from CBS Sports NFL Draft Analyst. Good dude, does a good job. And Chris, I asked him about Alontae Taylor playing safety, and he said he could. If they drafted Alontae Taylor to play safety, then he loves the pick. But finding a role for Alontae Taylor will be interesting because you're set at cornerback and you're set at safety. But I'll remind you that when the Saints drafted Ryan Ramczyk, they were set at offensive tackle. And then Zach Strief got injured, and we know the rest is history there. So there is merit, generally, to taking the best player available. Hey, Larry Garner, good morning. Wendell Norman. Honey Badger's home. CJ Johnson, Honey Badger will bring extra attitude to that D. That's true. I mean, you got two dudes on that defense now that are total pests, and that'll be in that secondary. Tyrann, Chauncey, you also got a great veteran leader there. I'm excited about it, for sure. All right, Taz, were there any good running backs available? So, in free agency, let's look at this list to see what running backs are still available in free agency. All right. Oh, boy. Not many, man. All right, so Tariq Cohen, David Johnson, Jalen Richard, Philip Lindsay, Devontae Booker, Mike Davis, who was just released by Atlanta, Sony Michel, still a free agent, Carlos Hyde, Malcolm Brown, Darrell Williams, still a free agent, Latavius Murray, prison. Man, it's slim pickings. I'm going to tell you, I think, a really good approach this year would be obviously Kamara and then Ingram, who might be in his last year. I mean, he's going to fight to make this team, but might well be in his last year. And then you've got Dwayne Washington, who's backup running back, special teams guy, Tony Jones Jr., and then let's see what the kid from Baylor can do, the undrafted running back. Abram Smith, who was Saints guaranteed him $222K. For an undrafted free agent, that's a lot of money. Because remember, every team gets a pool. Every team gets a pool of money to spend on all your undrafted free agents. So you have to be diplomatic with how you divvy up that money, because all you get is the money in that pool. So you commit $222K to one player, and they actually did to two. But you're thinking that guy's going to make the team. So they needed a running back. They got a guy that ran for 1,600 yards last year. Also played linebacker late in the season because they needed help there. I love that. So that's a guy that I think will have a role on this team and might well unseat Mark Ingram. Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Ricky Lambert, Jason Horn, Jamie Hodges, Ron Ritchie, Truax, what's good? David Coslin, good morning from Independence. All right. Brian Wynn, Megan Hurst, Brant Roban. Morning, Scone. Had to leave work early. My middle child, Audrey, has 101 fever and stomach bug, but she's a fighter. Let's go Tigers tonight. Sorry to hear that, Brant. Hope she feels better today, man. Give her some TLC. Man, hopefully you don't catch it, bro. A stomach bug and fever ain't nothing to mess around with. Gary Petrie, good morning. Ryan Amanda Guidry, Kelly Gross. Say, Brant, do you think Sunday's game beating Georgia can be a turning point for this team fighting our way back up in the West? So, no, I think the turning point already came. I think, after, I think sweeping Mississippi State was your turning point. And it's funny how quickly we forget, but through the first 3 weekends, you had lost 2 home weekends to A&M and Auburn, which are 2 teams we were all assuming LSU was going to beat. And then you had back-to-back road series against State and Arkansas. So we're all sitting there 3 weeks in SEC play going, well, let me rephrase. Some of y'all were going, man, they're not even going to make the postseason. But you go sweep Mississippi State, and that was the turning point. Yeah, it sucked to get swept at Arkansas, but then you come back and you sweep Missouri, and you take 2 or 3 from Georgia. So, no, the turning point where we actually started looking at this team like, okay, was Mississippi State. Stephen Fry, good morning. Rode Ewell secondary is going to cause a lot of unsportsmanlike penalties from opposing wide receivers. Well, Chauncey will do that on his own. I don't know if Tyrann's going to get unsportsmanlike penalties, but he'll certainly be a pest. Mark, let's see, not since Southern Miss LSU game has an earthquake happened inside Tiger Stadium, Hoss. I don't think that was Southern Miss, dog. I think it was Auburn in '88. That the Southern Miss game, I don't think there was much reason for people to cheer. Elliot Doge, does signing Tyrann mean Jarvis is not an option now? Not necessarily, Elliot. I don't think that they're mutually exclusive. I think drafting Chris Olave most likely means Jarvis is not an option. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know who will wear number 7 for the Saints. I'd probably Taysom. I don't think he'll give up that number. Tyrann's been 32 his pro career. I think he sticks with that. Trey Fisher, good morning. Good morning, Officer Pickering, a.k.a. Trey Fisher. Or Trey Fisher, a.k.a. Officer Pickering. Saints defense will be a tough squad. Yes, they will. Brian Ashcraft, they have been. They got better. Brian Ashcraft, when did he pick his number so I can buy the jersey? Oh, they'll announce it when they announce him at a press conference, I'm sure. Kyle Gallo, let's see. No, Garth had never played Tiger Stadium before Saturday. He played the PMAC in the mid-90s, but he's not played Tiger Stadium. Brian Wynn, Matt, when is Drew's next game? Tonight. So tonight is Miracle League. Only 2 left. So tonight and then next Tuesday for old Drew at Miracle League. So we missed a whole bunch of the start of the season when he hurt his arm. But excited to get back out there tonight. Let him run around a little bit. Thomas Bergeron, Greg Phillips, Jason Kimball, David Tolson. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, y'all, as always, shout out to Brock, Baton Orthopedic Clinic. You need an orthopedist, brortho.com. They are hiring. So if you're looking for a career change, or maybe you know someone, maybe a friend, relative, who's looking for a career change or an opportunity, shout out to Brock, brortho.com. And of course, Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Y'all, we are getting into storm season. Y'all know that April showers, May flowers, and all that stuff. But we are inching closer to storm season. I'm telling you, so many people wait. Because I saw this last year with Ida. People are like, oh, I'll just wait to see if there's a storm before I do an inspection on my roof. I'm telling you, you need to check your deductible, because for so many people, your named storm deductible is going to be higher than your wind hail deductible. So it's better to have us come check now to see if you have roof damage and file a claim and get that process rolling, as opposed to waiting for a storm where your deductible could be higher. So Hudco Roofing, I just posted the link in the chat. Just quick fill out of the comment form there, and or the contact, I should say, and takes you a minute. We'll be in touch same day. So that's an interest. So Tomas, what's up, man? Let's see, how many wide receivers do we still need to sign in order to release Trey Lance? Great question. Taz, will New Orleans ever host a draft? So unlikely, Taz. And the reason is because the draft typically falls on the same weekend of French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, and the Zurich. So I've always been told it would be too much of a strain on hotels, law enforcement, etc., to have the draft as well. Now, Zurich moved up a week this year, and I don't know, let me rephrase. I guess Zurich and French Quarter Fest were up a week this year, and so they didn't overlap with Jazz Fest. But that's always been the issue, is all the events right around that weekend that have prevented New Orleans from really trying to make a bid on it. Spurge, thank you, sir. Yeah, episode 1500 yesterday. Let's do 1500 more. Let's see, the Guaranteed Smoke Monday, 100K. Yeah, it was I think maybe 120, but that was a report from PFF. But yeah, I mean, you're guaranteeing those guys that type of money. That's what it takes to sort of differentiate, right? Shoot, Carson Strong from Nevada went undrafted, got 300K. That's impressive. So, yeah, I mean, that's definitely a lean to those guys to say, we want you, we think you're going to make this team. Joey B19, Shane O'Mac, let's see. Right now, there are 6 SEC teams in the top 16 for the RPI, with LSU at 16. Does the SEC get 6 hosts this year? That's not out of the realm of possibility. 6 of 16 is not impossible. And I'll tell you this. I mean, if if LSU, I firmly believe that 17 is their number. You get the 17 SEC wins, you're hosting. That's not going to get you a national seed, but 17, you're hosting. Kendall Rogers came on AFR last week and said 16, and that includes SEC tournament. That feels like a reach for me. Could be wrong. He would know way more than me. But I guess I'm looking more at a historical context. But I mean, at this point, you're at 12 with 9 to go. You go 5-4 in your remaining nine SEC games. That puts you at 17. I mean, you're 17-13, which was my preseason prediction, by the way. You're hosting. Let's see. Brian Penton, good morning. Rapping Batches, what's up? Chris McCann, 17, definitely host 16, way less confidence. That's where you're right on the border. 16, you probably still host, especially if you go to Hoover and win a couple games. But 17 is where I think that's the number where if you get to 17, your RPI will be right around the top 10, you're hosting. Joseph Armato, good morning. All right, what else, guys? What else? Does Drew have an NIL deal in place yet? His NIL deal is living in his house. His mom will make sure that he's got those NIL deals. I'll put a Hudco hat on him. Let's see. Blaine Smith, morning, Matt. LSU baseball playing its best right now. Like the momentum we got gaining. Yeah, Blaine, they got to figure out their number 2 starter though. Blake Money falter in the way he has in the past couple of weeks has been. It's been disappointing. I mean, there's no other way to say it. So, I don't know if they look at maybe shaking things up. Maybe the combo of Dutton Taylor becomes your number 2, and maybe you let Devin Fontenot start, which I know they've toyed with that idea. So. I don't know. But it's a different conversation now, isn't it, though, where we're not having the conversation anymore about, like, making the tournament. It's, okay, what do you need to be able to make a run? And I think they have to establish a number 2 starter. And I don't know if that's getting Blake Money more consistent again or seeing if someone else can take the ball. But at this point in the season, it's hard to just manifest new options. Mark, yes, I did go see Chili Peppers on Sunday, yes. Why did Malik Willis fall? For all the reasons that a lot of us question why draft analysts had him as a first-round pick. I mean, he's short, played at a small school, probably a hair unproven. It's not to say he wasn't one of the best quarterbacks in this draft, but last year you had 4 quarterbacks go in the top 10. This year, or top 11. This year, you didn't have your 4th quarterback come off the board until the 3rd round. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the draft. Just you had teams that were not willing to invest that kind of draft capital into any of these quarterbacks. So. Mark, you asked me yesterday about Garrett Hartley, bro. Garrett Hartley is retired. He's not. The New Orleans Breakers are not gonna sign Garrett Hartley. Blaine Smith need to extend Gardner Johnson. Yeah, he'll get a deal. Let's see. After having my Tacoma for 15 years, treating myself to a 2022 4Runner, Daddy deserves it. The safety features alone give me comfort. Drive my 3 girls around. Or maybe you could go test drive a 2022 Volkswagen Atlas. 3-row, 7-seater, family SUV, style, performance of luxury without the cost. I mean, what are we doing here, Brant? But then again, Brant, I think you're down in Tampa, right? So, Never mind. But yes, drive Volkswagen. And manufactured right here in the USA at their Tennessee plant. Lenny Moss, excited to see our front four pin their ears back with Honey Badger out in center field. Huge addition to play for his hometown. Incredible. Keep in mind, man, he's going to be more of a box safety. Like he'll play that role Malcolm Jenkins played. He'll play deep some, but Malcolm was a 70-plus tackle guy playing in the box. I think Tyrann's going to do the same. I mean, he's basically that role. It's a great fit, man. It's a great fit. Knoxville, that's right, Brant. My bad. Knoxville. I was thinking Tampa. I was thinking Tampa. I don't know. Okay, I gotta go. Ooh, it's 7:55. I gotta go. Yeah, thank you, Tomas. Yeah, smash that like button if you would. I'd appreciate that greatly. YouTube, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. LSU Daily coming up, AFR at 3. Jesse, Matt, I had a dream we signed Jarvis, traded Traquan to Green Bay for a late round pick. May your dream become reality. Thomas Lamont, no one's trading for Traquan Smith, though. Thomas Lamont, is LSU in the running for a regional host if they lose to Yes. What do you think the punishment will be for LSU basketball program? I mean, I'm just looking at what we've already seen as far as punishments handed down in this case, and as far as the FBI case, and I think you're looking at a minimum 1-year postseason ban and scholarship reductions, probably multiple years probation as well. All right. Brian Wynn, any Chuck sightings today? No Chuck sightings today. Otherwise, I would have gone, what's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck. All right, Chance Babin. Saints have flipped from offensive juggernaut to dominant D. Yes, they have. I mean, they've been top 5 D the last few. I mean, it's really since Dennis Allen showed. Yeah, but they got to get the offense on track this year. I think they would have last year, but for all the injuries. So, healthy O-line, healthy Jameis. You add Chris Olave. Michael Thomas is back. Let's see it. Okay, y'all, I got to bounce. Thanks so much for watching. Smash that like button on the way out if you haven't done so yet. Shout out to Brock, Hudco, Orthopedics. Go to Brock, Roof, go to Hudco, HudcoRoofing.com. See y'all.